Like we've got 37 people now, probably have more join as we go along. Welcome everyone to the February meeting of the Forsyth County Amateur Radio Club. I'd like to especially welcome our visitors tonight and some of the new folks that have been joining us. We appreciate everybody attending. I have a few announcements. First of all, the April Ham Fest has been postponed, and we have a committee that is searching for another venue. The church is going to be undergoing some renovations. We're looking for an outdoor site and hoping that we can find something for May or June. With COVID, who knows how that'll turn out. But at least, at any rate, the April Ham Fest has been postponed for now. Wanted to remind everyone that it is time to pay dues. And if you haven't paid yet, please consider rounding up by $5 or $10 when you do pay them, because we are missing our Ham Fest revenue. Next month's presentation will be by Brian Harrison, KN4R. That presentation will be on designing your QRZ page. And if you remember, Brian's been here several times before. He did the Amelia Earhart presentation, which was a big home run. He always has good presentations, so I would encourage you to be here next month for that. I'm sure you've read in the newsletter or heard Fred Overstreet, WB4QXG, is silent key. It seems like these announcements have happened more frequently in recent months. At any rate, our thoughts and prayers go out to the family. These Zoom meetings are quite different. And if we were meeting in person, this would just be a different ball game. And we usually start the meeting by going around and everyone introduces themselves. And it's just a lot better atmosphere. And we have refreshments. But at any rate, I wanted to take a moment and congratulate Joe Wall, who tested this past Saturday in Gastonia and obtained his technician license. Everybody give Joe a round of applause.
Yay, Joe.
I don't think Joe's got his call sign yet, but we look forward to talking to Joe on the air soon. Kent is not with us tonight. Kent, you're not here, are you? Kent had to go out of town at the last minute. He did report for the treasurer's report. We have $3,808.80. That's a lot of eights. 3808.80. Also, Dale cannot be with us tonight, and he had sent me a little report as far as exam sessions go. Testing is still suspended, and that primarily has to do with the Red Cross, getting access to the Red Cross. Prospective exam candidates are being forwarded to Greensboro and High Point test sites until the Red Cross reopens for testing. With regard to the repeaters, 145.470 is operating well, and Dale is able to perform remote maintenance. .640 is operational, but still has a lot of interference from the hospital. Things have changed at the hospital. The rooftop does not have a fence around it, and there's a new folks in the maintenance department down there, and they have updated their OSHA regulations, and we're having a hard time accessing the site. So Dale and Harlan and others are working on that. The 444.275 repeater is also experiencing a whole lot of loud interference. And as far as Echolink is primarily on Jerry's repeater, 147.315 for the Vagabond net. So that's the testing and repeater report from Dale. So at this time, Harlan, if you'll give us an Oxcom Aries report. Harlan, you have no audio. Harlan's making adjustments.
I should be working.
Okay, we hear you now.
All right. Just not making good connection on the microphone. The next month is when we're all due for Skywarn training. I had sent Terry some links to some online classes that the National Weather Service has set up for folks to go through. Pete has been, who normally does this, he has been very busy trying to get these established. I'm still trying to coordinate with him to see if he can do one specific for the group in March so that we can just all do it together on a normal Zoom night. I'm hopeful I will have that information by next Monday at the business meeting. He's just been very busy and we've been missing each other. Other than that, Oxcom's staying pretty active. I encourage folks to continue to take the ICS training if they haven't already taken the series of courses and gotten the updated stuff. There are some other things that are coming down the pike that I'm looking at now and trying to review to see how that's going to impact our group. It's probably going to involve some additional training evolutions. I hope not, but that's the way it's looking. And this, again, is coming from the state. This is not something the county or myself is ginning up. This is a push from the state level. Lastly, I remind everybody that on the third Thursday, we have the Oxcom Zoom training at 8 o'clock. Please attend. We're in the middle of doing a drill right now on passing message traffic on the ICS 213. And we've had just a few people that copied the original message that have tried to pass the responses. And we do need to practice this. And everyone is commenting that they appreciate the drill because they're finding it a challenge to pass this voice traffic. And we do need to practice for that. That is our worst case scenario. And we need to be ready and hopefully never use it, but we need to practice. So the drills are the way we're doing that. And this is going to be, again, the year of the drill. So with that, thanks, Sam. I'm going to turn it back to you.
Okay, thank you, Harlan. I did want to mention too that if you want to stick around after the meeting tonight, we always have an informal discussion after the meeting is over. Tonight's presenter is Dick Hattaway, W4PID, and Dick is going to present on Clublog. So Dick, take it away.
Oh, well, let's see if we can make this work here. We'll do that and then this. Let's see how that works. Okay, we'll try something else. That didn't work quite I wanted it to do. I really don't want that, so let's try this and see how that works. All right, I think we're getting closer now. Make this up. Can you guys see that okay? Can you see the big blue sign that says Clublog?
Yes, it shows up there in the middle of your screen.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now let's see if we can make it like that. And with what I got to do, that's about the best we're gonna be able to do, I think. And I hope
Maybe
you all.
Alt F11 to get rid of the menu bar.
I'm sorry.
Well, you might try Alt F11 and see if that gets rid of the tabs and the menu bar.
Well, see, I actually need the tabs.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I've got to have them for to be able to bounce back and forth between these slides and an actual demo of what's going on that right there. So, got to have the tabs. Sorry. So at any rate, what I wanted to do was run through right quick a little demonstration of Clublog and let people see what it does, what it is, and what it isn't, and then it's 11 slides, so it's going to go pretty quickly. The idea is to have everybody get a good brief view of it, and then we've got plenty of time to talk about it if anybody has any questions. So with that, with some luck at all, we will go right on to it. Michael Wells wrote the program in 2008. He's a really interesting guy, a bit of a genius in computers, but he enjoys chasing DX and he enjoys going to really strange places. The last time I actually had a contact with him, he was at the Sovereign something or another of Malta, the Sovereign Militia of Malta or something like that. At any rate, it's a small entity that's near Malta or as part of Malta. And seems to have a lot of fun doing that kind of stuff. For the computer folks, I threw in a little bit of a description, although I think a lot of it's out of date. It's a huge data center. This is not a PC that's running in somebody's closet. Dual servers, redundant power, twin supplies, and the high-end dual feed to get the internet into and out of it. He does own all the equipment, so it's not leased. It's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. And he recently picked up a multiple DX, the Northern California DX Foundation, and among others, managed to slip him a check for 11.6 to upgrade the system. Even better, it is tremendously fast now. I'll try not to leave anything out about how it functions. Right now this is as of New Year's plus or minus 79,000 registered call signs, 47.3 million log searches. It has delivered QSL cards to folks who needed them for in terms of a quantity expressed in postage, $2.93 million that wasn't spent, I guess, is how you would think that. That's kind of an interesting way to look at it. And a total of 684 million QSOs logged at present. So it's very active. It doesn't have as many, I thought that 79,000 was interesting. It doesn't have as many registered users as some of the other systems do, but it has some tremendous power for those that use it. So that's great. What does it do? It is not a place where you enter in the call and the signal reports and the time and the date and the mode like you do your logbook laying on the desk, or like you do with Xlog if you happen to follow the the installation thing that I did in the newsletter, or some other online log that's truly an online log, or DX Labs, Log for OM, all of those things. It is not that. What it is an analytical tool so you can figure out what you've done. And it is primarily aimed at folks that are doing DXCC or something like that, or folks that just want to have fun with it. It has running in it a world-class OQRS system, which is how you get your QSL cards back from all of those strange places that you talk to. We'll see a little bit of that and can answer any questions on it. Clublog does not collect any money from that at all. They collect money that goes to whoever it is that's sending you a card. It's a pass-through on Clublog's part. It's record keeping for friendly club competition. That's kind of the thing that I enjoy about it, and I hope maybe others might find some interest in it too. You don't have to have 340 some odd countries work to have fun with it. I have a couple of friends that fight for the bottom of their club. Neither one of them play with DX at all, but it's like, one guy works a KP4 and it ends up going in here, and the other guy just can't stand it, and they sit there and fight back and forth for the spot, and it's kind of fun to see. It's a DX cluster system that marks what you need if you're chasing DXCC. DX clusters, if you haven't played with them, are really kind of nice. I think they tend to, especially with my system, is because my system is in the cold. There's no heat where my radio is, so, or cool in the summer. So if I want to know what's going on in the band, I don't have to go down there and sit for an hour and a half getting cold. I just turn on the computer and look and see who's on. And if there's somebody on there, then hey, that's great. I can maybe that's a country I need, or an island that I need for IOTA or something like that, and I can go and catch up with them. KM4SII was all over it this afternoon. He was working all kinds of DX. I was proud of him. Okay, let's see here. It has a collection of tools in it. It has a live stream real-time log, which is kind of fun to watch. We'll go through the tools a little more in detail, so I'll just blow by that. The live stream log is kind of fun. If you're really intent on trying to chase a particular guy that's out there and he's running this and he's hooked up to this, then you can actually, theoretically, you worked him when you worked him. But if you want to make sure you got your call right, you can sit there and for about 20 of the next contacts, you can sit there and watch your call float down these are the guys I've already worked log that he has running online real time. You can actually see it within a couple of seconds after you work him. It's kind of fun. Unrivaled entity assignment research. Now that sounds like a bunch of words, and it's free for use for everybody. They accept donations graciously, but it is free. It's designed to be free. It won't ever cost anything. You don't have to spend any money to be there. If you want to send Michael some money, that would be great. It's what he uses to do things like that upgrade. I want to go back to the unrivaled entity assignment research, because that sounds like 4 different words. But if you work a guy that has an unusual call and you're not really sure where he is, and the Russians are really kind of bad for this because they pop back and forth between European Russia, and there's some lines in there that are really hard to figure out. There's one fella that, honest to goodness, I have never met him, obviously, because he lives in wherever 5B4 land is. But this guy is devoted to having all of the right data, to the point that if someone asks me, hey, my LOTW says this guy's in Spain, but you guys say he was on the Canary Islands that weekend. Which one is right? And the contact was from 25 years ago. If Alan says he was on the Canary Islands, I will put money on it. That's how accurate the guy is. It's amazing. I don't know anybody else that spends so much time. And I've impressed upon Don that I'm always looking for, especially expeditions that occurred years and years ago. This is the reason, because we use those cards. Michael uses those cards to take a picture of and gives to Alan, 5B4 AHJ, and Alan makes a database of them and uses them. It's pretty cool deal in that how accurate he is with that. Okay, let's move on. The DXCC charts, I use it all the time because it shows I have my call, I have my old call from years ago. They're linked together so that all counts as one thing for DXCC, and it's sorted and it displays worked, confirmed, ARRL, LOTW confirmed, etc. Now I'll show you that right quick over here. The DXCC charts, this is the web page, and the DXCC charts are here. So if you click on this, it asks you, what do you want to do? You want to do a search, current entity or one that's current and deleted, worked, confirmed, verified. You can put date filters on it. You can pick bands on it. You can pick modes on it. So you can literally select if you want to know how many FT8, that's this stuff over here, Don Edwards, how many FT8 contacts that you've made on 40 meters, and you can, it will give you that information. I just have it basically set up to look at all of them. Now, then the business about confirmed versus worked, I don't have any verified, but confirmed versus worked, if you've got a QSL card from them or they've been confirmed on LOTW, they'll show up like this with the C's. They'll show up as worked otherwise. This is something if you want to increase your number of contacts confirmed on 12 meters, for instance, if you're going, well, let's not use 12. Let's go, if you want to confirm this Angola contact on 10, I'll have to go after that QSL card in order to get 5-band DXCC. Of course, I don't have to worry about it because I don't have anything on 80, so no big deal. But that's what the DXCC charts give you. Okay. You have historical data and needed DXCCs and timelines. We'll go through that real quick. This gives you an idea of breakdowns of how many CW contacts, what the percentage, like in 2020. Hold your eyes, Don. I had 81% of my contacts were on data. 17% were on CW, and there's 1 or 2 on phone. And the totals are down here. So that's kind of interesting. If you want to see, for instance, you can look across, anytime you go to one of these pages, you can look here and find all kinds of neat things. If you want to see the DXCCs that you need, there they are, most wanted rank, and those are the ones that I need, which is a whole bunch of them. Okay, so I should have done that. QSL and zone charts. Let's go look at that just a second. With some luck. Are we there? Yeah. Okay. This gives you information about places that you've had contacts with. If you need them to improve your total worked countries, for instance, they'll show up as red over here, and they'll give you information about where you can pick up cards. If it turns out to be, let me see where this is on the program. Yeah, okay. If you turn out that you have a matched contact, in other words, Juan Fernandez Islands, I have a matched 30 meter data contact that shows as worked, but his log and my log match. So I can go right here if I want to and punch OQRS, and right there it is. For $6, I can send this guy $6 for a direct QSL card, or I can ask him to send it to me via the Bureau, and theoretically we'll pick up that that confirmation. Okay. Log inspector. This is kind of neat. I hope I can remember some contacts that I wanted to look for. It looks for your contacts that are stored there. Now, if you want to go back and okay, I need to go back here and go back one here and another one. And if that doesn't do what I want to do, we'll go back to here. Okay, now then. Log inspector allows you to go look at a specific contact or a specific group of contacts. So doesn't matter where it is or whatever. And I do like to change this, get it back up a little bit. Let's just go back to 2018. And this will show all the times I worked Wayne, W4HG, the bands, etc. Obviously, this is worthwhile if you're looking for a specific country and trying to do 5-band DXCC. Okay. And it also allows you to delete. I'll go back to that right quick. Over here, if you've got a log entry that you know is not correct, you can just punch that button right there and it's gone. From Clublog, you can go put it back in if you want to, but it's there. Okay. I already showed you briefly the log matching a second ago. We'll go back and look at that again right quick. This shows all of the contacts that have matched data out there, so that if I elected to go look for a card for them, it will tell me who I have made a contact with that is not confirmed that has a match. And in this case, you know, there's like, shows up to 50 matches. It says 2000. That's probably, I don't think there's that in there, but for me, but at any rate, it's pretty extensive. If you're really intent on paper QSL cards, it allows you to go look for them. And it gives you a convenience. Again, you can go to this OQRS system pretty routinely just by clicking that button. Okay. And then you can look for, I have the OQRS system. Go back and look at that. Okay. Yeah, it is available, as I said, as I've shown earlier, but available from different pages. And what I'm trying to do right now is come up with a recent one that would make sense for that. But let's just say that this guy right here, I've worked him a bunch of times recently. He's a fairly new contact on Ascension Island. And all I do is click his call, because I really would like a QSL from him. And it comes up and it shows all the contacts that I've had with him since he's been down there, and gives me the opportunity, if I wish, to get a QSL card from him. He is not using, at this point in time, he is not using the OQRS system. He may at some point in time, but he doesn't use it. If one of the guys choose not to use it, then that's the way it shows up. But these are the opportunities that you can work him. Like I'd love to catch him on 12. I'd love to catch him on 40. But he's all FT4 and FT8 too, Don. Okay. So there you go. Let's go back here. See, I've got this crazy thing up here right in the middle of my screen, and I don't want it there. I've got to figure out how to get rid of that, guys. It's going to take me a second. Sorry about that. Okay. The club competition is kind of fun. I will go through it briefly. We can take a look at it. I'm involved with a club that's in Atlanta. The clubs are listed here. They're listed alphabetically. If you want to see them, you can just click on that column and it'll alphabetize them for you. And then you can go down through here and look at, I would love to see the Forsyth Amateur Radio Club here. It is not, but it's very easy to get there. Southeastern DX group, I'm involved with. And so it will give you a ranking of where you are in the club. So I've got to pick up 5 more countries, new countries, in order to catch up with this guy. It's kind of fun to see where you are, what you're doing. N4FN, I don't know if he's with us tonight. He's right there. I don't know if N4FN is with us tonight. That's what happens when you chase DX your entire life, which he's done. Okay. Club leagues, but you get an idea of what that kind of thing do. And it has, there's some unique leagues that relate to expedition effectiveness. Band slots are important to folks that are chasing these things, because you've worked the guy in Ascension Island on 40 meters, which means you've got the entity, but it's actually kind of neat to try to work him on all the bands so you can get 5-band DXCC, things like that. Okay. Let's see if we can I don't think the spotting tool is going to work for me real well tonight, but we can take a look at it, the DX cluster. It's here, and it shows me, these are all entities that I would like to pick up. And this shows where they are right now. This shows who spotted them, what their call is. They're on FT8 Don. They are a known LOTW user. And if I'm curious what the propagation is to that area, that should bring it up if I push the button correctly. Maybe not tonight. That may be my lousy Wi-Fi connection, but you get an idea of what that will do for you. It actually picks out automatically all the stations if you were trying to increase your DXCC count. Picks them out, puts them here, tells you what frequency they're on, tells you whether they like LOTW or not, and such as that. It also tells you when they were spotted. So kind of a cool tool. It has some, if you start using it a lot, you'll realize that compared to other clusters, it has some drawbacks, and it will be changing, I think, fairly soon. I look forward to that. You can take all modes, or you can filter out any given mode. So Don can filter out FT8 with it automatically. And it's situated where you can get to it very quickly. If you're sitting there and you go down to the station and you want to mess with something, you want to see who's on right quick, then you can click on it, and right then it'll show you the guys that you're looking for. Okay. Last slide. This is the various and sundry DX tools that exist at the bottom of the page. A log search. So if I want to look for, I'll use Wayne again. This shows all the contacts that I've had with Wayne ever since I started running Clublog. And if I want to get a QSL card, this was not the case with the guy on Ascension, but Wayne is involved with Clublog, so if I'm involved with the OQRS system, so all I have to do is touch that button, and it comes back and enters my log data for each of the various and sundry contacts we've had, and gives me the opportunity to confirm the QSO details if I wish. And then I can, I need to put in, obviously there's a glitch here because somehow or another, he doesn't have uploaded the same information I have for this particular contact and that one. So I'd have to try to, I'd have to call Wayne and say, hey, Wayne, how come we got this mismatch? But that's okay. I think maybe, okay. This gives you most wanted list, and yeah, Wayne needs both Bouvet and North Korea and nothing else. The rest of us need everything. I have not used these charts a lot. They theoretically give you some good information in terms of when stations have been active from a given DXCC. In this case, he has England set up, and it has what are the probabilities from England. This is because Michael is English, and that's something he uses. I have not played with it at all, so I'm going to blow right by it, but you can go back and mess with it anytime you want to. If we'd like to know when we can work Bouvet, because neither Wayne or I have Bouvet, then we can click on that right there, and we can run a propagation report. And this is based on real contacts and predicted using this vocap software. You can see the times and dates on all the bands that would give you the opportunities to work Bouvet Island. Okay. If you want to know where to point your antenna, then I tell that I want to make a great circle map for Echo Mike 95. And that gives you a great circle map from us to, as a matter of fact, we're highlighted right there, to gives you the actual great circle bearing to wherever it is you want to go. LOTW sync is a capability of automatically uploading to LOTW by pushing a button. You can also have it set up to where it automatically makes an LOTW entry just on the end of a contact. And let's see, what else have we got? That's a way to look at two different ADIF files. I have not used it a lot. And this gives you an idea of what it is that Alan does. So I don't have a specific call to put in here right now to look at the archives to see. That was something I was going to do before I came online tonight, but I did not get a chance to do it. I don't know, unless somebody else can come up with a QSL that's on your wall or something from ages ago, then but I'll tell you that's what it'll do. In other words, if you want to see what the card looked like, if you want to see a picture of it, etc., you enter the call. It'll give you whatever we have in 260,000 cards that are in the file now. Okay. That, guys, is the end of it. And I'll leave it now to where we can sit and chat about it if you'd like to. Have I been talking to myself this whole time?
No, you have not.
Wonderful.
I do have a question.
Okay, let
You-
me see if I can get to my Zoom thing, back to my Zoom thing here.
Okay.
Yeah, I can. How about that? I'm back.
Okay. Do you use this as a log as you're working these stations? Or
I
is
do
this
not.
something, so you have another program that you enter into and it automatically logs, uploads to Clublog?
Mine does not automatically upload, but you can, like you can set log for OM to automatically upload to it.
Gotcha, yeah.
And the one thing I didn't demo there right quick, I can go back and do it here in a minute, but I did not demo nor have I stopped sharing the page, it looks like. But you guys still see the page, right?
Right.
Okay. Let me see what I can do here. I really wanted to show off that live tracking, but unfortunately COVID has shut down most of the expeditions and nobody's actually doing it right now. But go ahead while I'm messing and plugging around here. Was anything else? Did that make sense to you, Dave?
Yes, it did.
Good.
So what do you use? What are you logging with regularly?
Well, see, that's the thing. This is more of an analytical tool than a logbook. I use on FT8, I just use the ADI file that is created out of WSJT.
Yeah, I do that too, with Ham Radio Deluxe and import it.
Right. And that I'm doing exactly the same thing with that. And then on CW, I use Xlog, which is a Linux-based logbook. It's really, really simple. But the beauty of it to me is that all I have to do is hit Control K and enter the call and enter, and it's logged. All the other stuff is automatic, or it has default values.
5.9 for everybody.
Yeah. Now this is, for what it's worth, one of the real-time logs. Now he's not running right now. Let's see, when was the last QSO he had uploaded was greater than 24 hours ago, but he's located where the little blue circle is, and every time he works somebody, these little red dots show up. And as you can see, the calls, the last guy he worked that is uploaded is here, but the calls just float up through here. And so it typically is quite a few minutes. But I think the chances of actually finding somebody that's running this right now, I wish the Ascension Island guy was running it because he's on pretty regularly. This guy is not on at all right now. He's not on the island. What about this one? No, it's been a while for him too. If you're chasing one, if you're trying to get a contact with a guy that's on Bouvet or Baker Island or something like that, this thing is fascinating to watch because you can see if you got your call right. You know, you get through there. If you missed your call, you can tell it. You know you'll have to go back after him again.
I have a question, Dick.
Yes, sir.
This is Don, WS4NC, and I don't know where you get the idea I don't like FD8,
It's just,
but that's not the question. I'm trying to reconstruct old logs because they've gotten lost for a variety of reasons, paper and computer. And the call sign has changed. Is it possible to go back and look for a different call sign in there? And how many people have uploaded historical logs? Apparently you have.
almost everybody that's there has uploaded historical logs. It's not a situation. If you want to look for your contact with that guy, and he's uploaded, you can do that kind of thing.
But even if the call sign's changed?
If the call sign has changed, I wish I'm sitting here just trying to rack my brain to come up with a good example of that.
My call sign's changed. That's the issue.
You know, it likely would not find that. I'd have to dig around or have somebody search for Well, there's a big privacy issue that goes on, and I'm trying to make sure I get the data right, get the answer right. You can't go looking through his log. It would be nice if you could, but you can't, because that's Michael considers that a privacy issue. He doesn't want me looking through your log. But if you enter a call that you worked on a given time then it should be able to show you, with using the log inspector, it should be able to show you that contact. But whether it would show you I'd have to experiment with it. We'd have to sit down with specific information and go look for it, I guess, to answer that.
Obviously, I don't remember the exact date, but you mentioned Beauvais. I worked Beauvais, but under my previous call sign from
Oh,
this
that's good.
location. But
Yeah.
I didn't get the QSL, and I don't have the log. And there were quite a
You
few
don't have
others.
the log. That's sad.
Yes. So
I
I'm
mean,
wondering if that can ever be rectified.
the easiest way to rectify it is to go to the guy who ran Bouvet and ask him to help you. Who ran the
Yeah,
extra.
but that's not the only one. So that's why I asked, because the getting a vanity call sign comes with some pain like this. That makes
Right.
it hard to research things like that.
It's some of the guys that do the expeditions are very, very accommodating. You can tell what you need to do is join Clublog, and then we can sort it out. 'Cause
Okay.
I haven't-
All right.
I-
I don't want to waste any more time on it. I just
Yeah, but
wondered if that question-
there are some things that you can sort out that way and some things that you can't if, but we'll look at it and see what we can find.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Dick. Dick, this is Jim.
Hey, Jim, what's going on?
Can you search for Hotel Charlie 8 Mike Alpha in your tool?
Yeah, I think I've put it away. But we'll see what happens.
He's on 40 right now.
What it will allow me to search for is my contact. Ooh, my contacts with him. But if we were doing this and it was you, it would look like this. Does it make any sense? What is it? HC6?
No, Hotel Charlie 8 Mike Alpha.
8MA. Now, can you search for him to find out if you have ever worked him at any point in time? Then this will tell you right.
You had a chart up there showing his current contacts.
Yeah. If I were, I'd probably use DX Heat for that kind of thing, but let's see.
Okay.
Yeah, I as far as looking for him from a standpoint of did you work him or is he available at this point? And I'm probably not sharing this right now. I'm actually looking at the I'm looking at the program, but I don't have it shared. I could go back and fix that, but this laptop is. Okay. Yeah, I would go back and well, I don't completely understand the question, but I would go back and if I was looking for him on the bands at this point, I would use just a regular cluster search for him. Am I making any sense at all?
Yeah, I just thought maybe you could bring up his real-time contacts. I guess he has to be active in Clublog,
He
though,
has to
right?
be active in Clublog. Yeah, he has to be active in Clublog.
Okay, that may be the
And
killer
that,
right
and
there.
he may or may not be. That's the question.
Yeah, okay.
A lot of he's sitting on 40 meters right now. 703.
Yeah,
NKM4
right now.
is calling him right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just thought I'd ask.
Yeah, I'll while we're sitting here talking, I'll browse around a little bit and see what I can find. I can't see you guys, but
Yeah, I didn't mean to throw a monkey around.
oh, that's all right. Now, just the smallest thing at this age makes it resemble even worse. Let me go see what he's doing as far as that's concerned. While you guys are chatting, maybe I can do it quickly.
A lot of these guys on these expeditions, you make a contact with them and you start looking at their web page with regard to the QSL confirmation, and they say, well, we'll upload our logs to Logbook of the World in 6 months.
Yep.
But for $10, you can
But for $10,
you can get a QSL card now. That's crazy.
yeah, a lot of them, and that's Jim and I both wait for LOTW. I think Jim does. I know I do for most of them. If it's one I really want, if I really want the card, or if I think the card is a pretty card, then I will not wait for LOTW. I'll see what he wants. But if you think about it from his standpoint, like the guy that was on J68HZ the other day, he worked 240,000 contacts in the time that he was there. And if you put the cost of a QSL card and the postage into that, if we didn't subsidize him, he would spend $125,000 to QSL that. So all the guys got their cards, which is out of the question.
Oh, we're worth it.
I
We're
just
worth
want
it.
to upload the Logbook of the World. I don't care about his card.
Right. Yeah. And LOTW is if I care about the card for whatever reason, then I'll spend, typically it's that one guy at 6 was a little heavy. I want the card from Somalia right now, 60100. I managed to work that guy. The only way you get a card from Somalia is to send the guy $5, and he's the only ham in Somalia. So if you want he doesn't do LOTW. So if you want a confirmation from Somalia, that's what it's going to cost. And I just chalk that up to a couple of beers that I could have had with him if I was in Somalia and I didn't get hung or shot, and hope that he doesn't get hung or shot. And I don't worry about it. But for the most part, no, I don't do that.
I would say, too, we've got several new people in the club. I would say if you're on HF, then you need a log, and it does not need to be paper. It needs to be an electronic log.
Mm-hmm.
And I use Log for OM,
Mm-hmm.
and I automatically upload to Clublog, Logbook of the World, EQSL, and QRZ whenever I log a contact.
Every contact you log, and see, we could watch you if we had you set up on the real-time thing. We could sit there and watch you make contacts. And that's not a problem at all to set you up doing that. That's you You have to browse around a little bit because Michael hadn't really made it very obvious where it is yet to sign up, but it is possible.
Dick,
Are you
Dick, one
on?
more question.
Uh-huh.
I worked a guy in Gibraltar, but he only QSLs for cash.
Yep.
Do you have, and I only accept Logbook of the World. Do you have Gibraltar Logbook of the World?
I do. I worked somebody there that was LOTW. Those guys have a hard, they have a hard time with internet, I guess. Gibraltar's kind of bad. Just side note, did you know Gibraltar is the only place in the world that has a main artery highway cut in half by an airport runway? At any rate, Gibraltar, it's pretty cool. But Gibraltar and Falkland Islands is another one. There's one guy, though, at Falkland Islands that is routinely on LOTW, but he's the only one.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to go back and we're going to show you how to set up live stream so that we can see what it is Sam's working.
Well, I'm not working anybody right now.
Yeah, but you're set up to do it. See, we could have used you as a demo. I'm not set up to do it at all.
I'm not sure I am either.
Yeah, but you're on Clublog, right?
Right.
Okay, so I've got to get back to where I can share a screen. It'll take me a second. Come on, give me that back. All right. See how this goes. Okay, you see Clublog now?
Yes.
Okay, so this is your home screen here. And if you go to settings, which is right there, and you go out here to live stream and you set it up, then it tells you how to set your call up, the information that you want, the updates and that kind of stuff. And then it tells you what the address of your live stream feed is. And if I go up here and do this and do Control V, and then Jim gives me that call again. What was the call you wanted to see if he was on live stream?
Hotel Charlie 8, Mike Alpha.
I can do that. He does not have it enabled right there.
Yep.
So there you go. Okay, I'll stop share for just a second. Doesn't have an idea either. Okay, so
Dick,
Terry just signed up. Yeah. There you go. See, we've got a new Clublog member right there. All right. Okay. Probably a horrible job of showing it off, but that's how it works. And if you go play with it, if you have any questions that I can sit and think about, and try to sort out, that we can try to help you with, I'd be glad to.
Hey, Dick, I've got a question. This Harold.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any way to go
Yes, sir.
and download contacts from Clublog into your current log?
Yes, you can. Your contacts, no problem. But what you won't get is probably things you might possibly want. What Clublog does when you upload, for instance, when you take a log for OM log and you upload it to Clublog, you upload a gazillion pieces of information. The ADI file that comes off of log for OM for one contact is immense. Has things like the guy's name and his daughter's fiance's name and all kinds of things about what location he's in and what rotor setting you had, and just tons and tons of data in log for OM. And Clublog doesn't need all that stuff. So they basically take his call. They know you working the NQSL information, confirming LOTW, that kind of stuff. Time, date, frequency. I'm not even sure that they keep reports. And it strips it down to a pretty bare log, if you will. However, it has everything you need in order to confirm a DXC contact, for instance.
Dick, your signal has deteriorated and your picture is actually frozen.
Well, Sam, that got my.
I think he bit the dust.
Really?
Way to go, David.
Everybody else just fine. Well,
Okay.
I probably did. I'll be back.
Thank you, Dick, for the.
I'm good. I don't even know if you can hear me for sure. I hope that's.
We can hear you. Any more
That'd do it.
questions for Dick?
Good.
Okay. Dick, we appreciate that. Great presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Does anyone have anything else tonight for the meeting?
I've got one thing I'd like to bring up.
Okay.
I don't have it pulled up online here, but several of us are wanting to build an antenna switch box, and there's a guy that has a board available that you can buy to build it. This is what it ends up looking like. It'll switch 6 antennas to 2 different rigs, and I'm redoing the station here at some point, and I've got 2, but I'm gonna need 2 more the way I'm distributing things. At any rate, Array Solutions gets about $450 for one of these boxes, and we can build them with this guy's board for somewhere around $200, or it depends on how many. It'll be less than that, but he's willing to give us a break on the cost of the boards, which the boards are $39 a piece, but the inside of it looks like this with all the relays on it and all. So if anyone's interested in that, it makes it an easy way for you to mount the box out remotely somewhere and be able to bring 2 coaxes back into the house, and you can have those going to 2 different rigs if you use 2 different rigs. And the box itself isolates one rig from the other by, I think it's somewhere between close to 40 dB. So, you can be running a kilowatt on one and not bother the other rig. although they do suggest you use bandpass filters along with that if you're doing that. But it's just an easy way to get, 6 antennas back into the house with 2 coaxes to 2 different radios. So anybody that might be interested in that, let us know and we'll put you on the list to try to get a board and see what kind of prices for the boards we can get and, go from there. But
Would you hold that up again? I was thinking about you don't have the inside out in the open, do you? No. There we go. Oh, isn't that cool? Yeah.
it's quite a few relays.
Yeah.
I've been running 2 of these off, well, one of them all the time for about 7 or 8 years, I guess.
Mhm.
The guy's website is KK1L, and he has several other things. He sells boards for projects, but this is a good solid box and it works really good. And I've not had any relay failures or nothing running it that long. And we've run it through some contests out here with several radios running and stuff, and it seems to work really well. So just thought I'd mention that. If anybody is interested in it, let Harold or Don or myself know. And we'll probably wait another month if somebody needs us to wait that long, and then probably try to get together the list of everybody that wants to try to build one. Harold's going to do the drilling of the boxes for us, and we can all help each other with the building of it. So it should be a pretty good project.
Hey, Gene,
Yeah.
Thank you, Gene.
I'm gonna share a screen real quick.
Okay.
There's the guy's website.
Yeah. If you, and that's the board over on the left there. Can you zoom into that, Harold? I think there you go. It's a really good board. He's used really heavy copper on it, and you have to put some heat to it to solder on it, but it holds up really well. And
if I can throw this in, he is giving us a fairly good discount on the boards if we order them all together as a club at one time. So we need to know by the next club meeting. Gene, is that okay?
yeah, I think that'll be okay.
All right.
Thank you, Gene. Anyone else have anything else tonight?
Yeah, Sam, this is Doc.
Hey, Doc.
Joe Wall is in here tonight. He passed his exam. I'm not sure what license he has, but he just passed it and he should get his license tomorrow. Joe, if you don't mind, share a little bit about that. Over.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I just the closest place I could find to take the exam was down in Gastonia, and I did that Saturday morning. They do theirs Saturday, first Saturday of each month. It was a little interesting in the fact that in talking with the gentleman there, he said they usually did 4 or 5 each month, and there were 24 there this Saturday. So it took a little while to process all those people and the paperwork, but I was telling Terry, I said, I missed 2 questions, but they wouldn't tell me which 2 it was. So.
Well, congratulations again, Joe.
Well, thank you.
Congratulations. Anything else?
Say howdy to K4DR. He's here.
K4DR. Yeah, I saw a couple of call signs I didn't recognize. I looked them up. They're out of state.
Yeah, K4DR is from Kingsport, Tennessee, which is my hometown. I don't know if he's got he don't think he has his microphone on, but say hi to him anyway.
Okay, anything else? Remember, Monday night's board meeting, Stacy's going to present a new project for the board to consider, and we'll be discussing some other important items. And remember, after the meeting, you can hang around and just have an informal discussion as you like. We'll go ahead and close this, the official portion of the meeting. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, a second.
Make it happen.
Thank you very much. I can always count on Harold to make a motion.
Hey, by the way, Sam, that board for the antennas is on eBay at $30.
Wow.
Same board. For the antenna switch. Same guy too.
Cool.
Yeah, I think the normal price is 39, and he said he would give us a discount, and I didn't ask him what, but I had, I was going to get a count before I did that.
Yeah, it's $9.90 shipping, looks like. So that puts it about the same price.
Oh,
But
okay.
there's a guy on here somewhere that sells a 5-position board at $15, I think. And there's another kid on here at 24.
But you got to watch, Jerry, because some of that stuff, I know this guy's is good because I've used it, and I've used it with 2 rigs hooked to it. A lot of those boards don't have the isolation that they should have. So you got to be careful what you get, or you'll blow something up.
Yep, that's probably true. The 4 board on here at 20 something looks like the one you had, except just not as wide.
Yeah.
But I believe I'd rather have the $30 board.
Yeah.
The board that Gene is talking about, if you get on the website, he also has a parts list and pricing for Mosier. Also the enclosure, he has a box that it'll fit in. So pretty much all the information is there. It's like buying a complete kit if you go by what he does. Otherwise, if you buy one of these boards, you're hunting for the rest of the stuff, on your own.
We're going to just make a one-time parts order to get all the parts when we get a count, and get a count for the boards. And, you don't have to run 2 rigs through it. You can just switch 6 antennas to 1 rig. So.
And we have stockpiled some of the relays already for this particular board. So we have some already on hand. And quantity pricing on the relays helps a lot.
Yeah, I bet.
Well, the relays are they're double poles wired together. Basically, they're 16 amp relays, and I think they're right. At that, you're able to run up to 5 kW through them, so they got plenty of safety room.
Running back to the Clublog for just a second, if I can. How many folks are already signed up for it? I know Terry is, and I am, and I think Mason is. Yeah. Okay.
What was the
I
question?
think Mason is. Mark and Wayne. Anybody else?
I'm in process
is.
right now.
Yeah, I use it. Some.
Are you talking about Clublog?
You use it. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in Clublog. Actually, I
I
had
know
a question.
you're there.
I had a question.
Yeah.
You know anything about the widget?
Yeah, I played with it a little bit.
I have it on the on my QRZ page, but it
Yeah.
says I've only worked 94 people and confirmed 86. I know I've got way more than that.
The widget. Oh, yeah. Okay. I don't know. I'd have to look at it. You're talking about the widget that it's just the single box, not the last 10 people you worked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Gene, you might want to check this out on eBay. There's a guy here with an 8 position. Might be worth just buying that kit. $39.95, 8 position, 2 kilowatt switch. Just going to give you a part item number here. That's the whole kit with the relays.
I'm gonna stick with something I know works.
Well, it's for $39. It's worth buying to find out if it works.
It'll probably work to some degree, but this
Well,
one's made.
looks like the same. Looks like the same relays you got on your board.
This one's made for switching 2 rigs and keeping them isolated, and that's what I need with what I'm doing with stuff. I want to share my antennas between 2 rigs.
Right.
And so I'm going to be using actually 4 of these boxes when everything's done. One for just sharing receive antennas between 2 rigs, and the others for switching the other antennas from different towers. So
still pretty cool though for
I need the
30,
isolation.
39. Well, let's see, 40. Looks like $10 shipping, $50, and 8 positions.
How many relays you got?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8.
Yeah, so that doesn't give you any isolation at all. That's just an antenna switch. If you got 1 rig and you want to switch some antennas, that's probably okay to do that. But 8 relays, unless you're buying hundreds of them.
I think they're $4 a piece, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at $25, $30 a piece for relays.
Well, the relays were with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't know, it's probably not the same relays. That maybe they're 8 amp versions of them.
Don't know. It says 2 kilowatt.
Yeah. You can run that on the 8 amp or the 8 amp relays. So, it's whatever you need.
Well, I mean, 2 of them will still switch 2 antennas and 16 antennas at that.
Well, yeah, but they won't let you hook all the antennas up so you can switch between 2 rigs with them and it isolate them.
Between 2 rigs?
Yeah.
No, but you could run 2 boxes.
Yeah. But you still couldn't hook all of the 6 same antennas to 2 rigs with it.
Simultaneously or what?
Yeah, well, this box you can hook. If you had an antenna for each band, each of the ham bands, you can hook any antenna to either one of the 2 rigs at the same time and run them. And you won't blow anything up.
Oh, to 2 rigs at the same time. I see.
Yeah. So this allows me to put 4 antennas at one tower and bring them all into the house with just 2 coaxes.
Yeah, what I'm thinking
distribute them between 2 rigs.
Yeah, I see what you mean by the 2 rigs. Well, you could take one port and connect it to the other switch, and you'd have 2 rigs hooked up either way, but not at the same time.
Yeah.
Dick.
Yes.
Explain the difference between verified and confirmed.
Money. That's the difference. If you have purchased your DXCC certificate and you used that particular contact as part of your account for 100 with the ARRL, then they will pass back on LOTW of verified. You can tell by the lack of verifieds that I have that I'm a cheapskate.
Well, I look at my log and I see, and I'm on Clublog right now looking at.
Oh, good. I'm going to put you down too.
But some of them say worked, some, I understand the worked. Then some of them have the confirmed and some of them have verified.
Yeah, that's because you must have paid the fees for a DXCC certificate at some point in time.
No, I think the only one I did was, what was the one in Africa that we worked on?
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, that's the only one I've sent money to.
No, I'm talking about an actual ARRL DXCC certificate.
But, it says, I assume that if it says confirmed, that means that both of you agree that we made the contact.
Yes, absolutely. And not only that, it's been confirmed via either your paper QSL or an LOTW download, one of the two.
Is there any way to check to see if any of my contacts using my old call sign made it into the log? Into Clublog?
That's one.
You can link.
Dick, if I can interject here, it does allow you to enter other call signs and under call.
Yes, it does. It does, and that's what I was going to say. If you put in for HER there now, and if you go to settings, call signs on the screen, then that will give you an opportunity to enter other calls. That makes sense, Harold?
Well, you're breaking up, Dick. And
I think I'm dropping out.
Yeah.
Have you got Clublog up right now?
Yeah, it's up.
Okay. Go to settings.
I didn't understand that.
Go to settings. Go to settings.
Settings?
Yeah.
There?
Clublog, call signs.
Oh, that's old password. Let's see. New password. Call signs.
Yeah.
Add a call sign.
There you go.
Dick, you've been streaming too many movies.
It's all we do downstairs. I could try to go there's a 5 gig signal here. I could try to go use it, see if it works any better.
Didn't any of them make it? Yeah, I got my vanity call, maybe 4 or 5 months after I got my first call.
Yeah.
So it didn't have that many in there.
You can upload them now if you want to.
Now, trouble of it is I've lost a bunch of the log files through, changing computers and stuff.
That's what a thumb drive's for.
Say again, Sam?
What a thumb drive is for.
Yeah, I know, but I'm bad about backing stuff up.
That's why you need all those terabits.
I worked in computers for a whole bunch of years and would tell the clients, make sure you back it up. And I was the worst about not backing stuff up.
And I would add, make 2 backups
Yes.
because mine crashed and I dropped the backup drive and destroyed it.
I'm
Hey,
gonna
Sam.
try another Wi-Fi. I'll be back in a minute.
Sam, I got a comment.
Okay.
I know a lot of people have left, but I just want to remind everyone about the North Carolina QSO party on February 28th. If you want to check out the rules, it's ncqsoparty.org. It's if you've ever been in a contest and you felt kind of bewildered, well, this is a chance to recoup, because people are going to be looking for you because you're in North Carolina and they're going to be chasing you. So all you got to do is get on the air and call NCQSO party, and they'll be calling you. And I know Terry, AK4D, has participated, and Randy, NC4RT, and probably Mason, among others. But it's really low key. It's not really a contest. You can make it a contest if you want to, but it's an opportunity to get on the air and represent North Carolina. I just thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah, it's on a Sunday, right?
Yeah. It's from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m.
The South Carolina's on Saturday.
Yeah, I don't work that one.
Jim, what kind of headset you got there?
It's Sony.
It sounds good.
Oh, thank you.
It's got a good audio to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it.
I'm looking sideways because my big screen's over there. I'm looking at you here, and then I see you over there in a big screen. So I keep looking sideways.
Hey, Terry,